from All Things Mama, and I am back today to share one of my favorite holiday side dishes with you, sweet potato casserole. This is a classic dish that I grew up having as a child, and now I make for my own family for Thanksgiving and Christmas, and sometimes even Easter, and it came right out of my mom's recipe book. So I'm going to share it with you, and I hope that you enjoy it. Okay, here's how you make a classic sweet potato casserole dish. First off, I used canned yams. I know what you're thinking, that is crazy, but that is what we've always used, and it's 1 3-pound can. And you just put it right in your bowl. You need a kind of a large bowl. And then what I do is I take a potato masher and I just kind of mash them up, just like this. There's not many ingredients in this, even though it looks like there's a lot here. Next, we add in 2 whole eggs, right in. 1 cup of sugar, and 1 entire stick of butter. Okay, just don't even think about it, just put it in. And the thing is that I don't melt it or soften it. It's kind of out on the counter while I'm getting the other ingredients ready, but otherwise I just leave it like this because I like how it just kind of cuts up into the sweet potato mixture. All right, and then we're just gonna mix everything around. Just gonna mix and mix and mix. So I grew up having this recipe. My mom used to make it for all of our holiday functions, for Easter and Thanksgiving and Christmas. It was kind of her signature dish, and everyone would always ask her to make it. Well, as the years went on and I got older, she would have me make it while she was doing some of the other side dishes. So I just kind of mix and stir this butter down in here as you're watching. And so she would have me make it because she had made it for so many years. She was like, okay, Casey, why don't you do the sweet potatoes? Because I had watched her for so many years do it and helped her. And so now actually I have my oldest daughter help me make it, and my youngest daughter usually gets in there too and does like the topping. So this is it for the filling of the sweet potato casseroles. So this over here. And so then I just take a nice baking dish. A lot of times what I will do is I will double this recipe. What I'll do is just double the sweet potatoes, but not the rest. It still turns out great. So if you have a large crowd, you can do that. You can use a casserole type dish like this, or a 9x13 pan works too. The sweet potatoes will be a little thinner, but I think it's just as good. Can you see all that butter in there? And it'll just melt right into the sweet potatoes, and it'll be a great, great addition to it. Okay, for the topping, that is one of my favorite parts of the sweet potato dish because it's nice and buttery and crusty, and it's just delicious, and you cannot leave it off. So what we're gonna do is we're going to put 1 cup of brown sugar in here, 1/2 cup of flour, and some pecans or pecans, however you say them. I like to just sprinkle in about, let's do a cup. Whatever your preference is. And then here we have another whole stick of butter. Again, let's just not even think about it. It's the holidays and it goes with the recipe. And I kind of quarter it up. Again, we're not gonna melt this. We're just gonna put it right in the pan or in the bowl. And then we're gonna cut this all together and kind of make our topping. So just kind of crumble your butter up in there. It really makes it delicious. And you're not gonna wanna leave that stuff out. Okay, so then take your fork and just kind of mash it all together. And it's gonna make kind of a crumb topping. I don't really wanna call it a crumb topping, but I guess it kind of is because you have the butter in there. And if you would do like a apple cobbler, or maybe it's kind of like a pecan pie topping. Do you see pecan or pecan? I don't know. So we're just gonna mix this all together. This is where I would speed up the video, but it does take a little bit of work. So I just kind of cut it down in there because you want it to be, and sometimes I use my hands. They're clean, I wash them. I'm gonna just keep mixing it all together, and it'll start to have like crumb type, and you'll have a little bit of big chunks of butter too. So just mix those up. You don't want them to melt because I feel like if it melts, if you would melt your butter and put it in here, it's just not the same type of texture. Just mix and mix. This is where we would just speed this up. Okay, now that we have that pretty well mixed up, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our sweet potatoes and we're going to just put this all over the top. I mean, really. It'd be so good. See that? Delicious. And if you are a marshmallow lover, which my family is, you can then take some marshmallows and just kind of sprinkle them over the top. And it just makes it even that much better. Okay, that is it. Super easy, ready in no time. Now what we're gonna do is we are going to put it in a 350-degree oven for about 30 to 40 minutes. You're gonna want it to be all bubbly and the top to be all melty and crusty, and it's gonna be delicious. All right, the sweet potato casserole is all done and it is delicious. You can see. Yeah, it's so good. So I've let it cool once it came out of the oven because it just kind of firms up and the crust forms on the top. As you can see, it looks so good. We have the marshmallows that are lightly browned and the pecan type of topping, crumb topping is just, I know it's gonna be delicious. All right, let's try it. Again, this is like one of my favorite holiday side dishes and I have a feeling that you're gonna like it too. Ooh, it looks so good. Oh, I can't wait to dig in. It's almost like a dessert, but I eat it right on my plate with my turkey and mashed potatoes and rolls. Oh, my mouth is watering. So good. I bet it's hot. Oh, I can't get it. Just like I remembered it. I hope you enjoy this sweet potato casserole recipe at your next holiday meal as well. Bye, guys.